Hey, it may only be us. Oh, hello. It may only be us. Uh, I was using my vape and my cotton burned, and I think my tooth is fucked up. Like it like burned, and I had to just change the cotton because. And he's yelling at me that he's like, "It's not burnt," and then he went to change it, and he's like, "It's burnt." And I was like, "No." So yeah, I've been kind of just I've been in a blur for the past week and a half. So I did a little bit of coloring and I've been reading my book, and we just watched the movie like half an hour ago. So I've been watching the we just watched the movie. I'm trying to read them and then watch them and then read them and then watch them. So I'm halfway through the book, so I got to watch the first movie. I've seen them before, but I didn't remember most of the entirety of the movie of Mockingjay except for like two scenes. So I've just been in this like stupor. Like I don't even remember most of the last 2 weeks. I'm not even kidding. Hey, um, so unfortunately, I've been on threads most of the time. I mean, I have some videos up basically of my animals and stuff, but I haven't been doing a lot of like content. I've been tossing around this idea. I had tossed it around to Fancy, and I guess she's not saying she stole it from me or anything because we kind of had the same idea at the same time. She started kind of doing the same thing that I was thinking about doing. I was like, "Yeah, you should do this." She's like, "Oh yeah, I'm thinking about doing that." I was like, "Oh okay." Um, but the fuck. Um, okay, or not. Of doing trying to do something, but I'm gonna see. I don't know. I've just been very out of it for the past like 2 weeks. I appreciate you, Audra. I know I've had people ask, hey, how are you doing? You haven't been live in a while. Um, it's just been, kind of all over the place. We've had some hiccups here at the house with trying to. There's been a couple of different hiccups and stuff, so I've been dealing with that, and you know, um, I see there's drama going on different people on TikTok, and I'm just over here like, keep me out of it. I've seen different lives and whatnot of different things going on, and I got asked about in a live last night, and I'm just over here like, just keep me out of everything. I don't want to be involved in anything. I have enough of my own real world shit, and I've had numerous people um kind of be like, "Oh, do you know about this? Do you know about that? Do you have this? Do you know where this is? What about this? What's this about?" And I'm just over here like, "Dude, I don't care. Like whatever you need from me, go find it yourself." That's where I'm at with everything. One thing I've noticed a lot is people people will literally just ignore my existence until they need something out of me, and I'm not here for it. So if you need something out of me, I suggest you go get it yourself because number one, I don't care. Number two, I'm not gonna do your work for you. If you want something, I suggest you go get it. So you saw a puffer fish at the doctor's and made you think of me. I love puffer fish. I do. I love puffer fish. Um, so yeah, the next few days are just gonna be kind of we've had a couple kind of shitty days the past 2 or 3 days, and hopefully it'll get better on Monday. But um, there's just been a bunch of debacle medical wise and fixing stuff medical wise, and hopefully come Monday everything will be back on schedule, back fine, and he's got 3 doctor's appointments on Monday. Three, um, all different things. So Monday's gonna be a busy day. But after everything's done on Monday, hopefully that'll uh, fix some stuff, I guess. So, well, that's cool, Audra. I mean, it's good that you're celebrating, regardless if it's late. I mean, it's still good. Um, I've been posting on Instagram, basically the same stuff I've been posting on TikTok. Basically, I've been cross posting from TikTok to Instagram recently, and then I've just been spending a shit ton of time on Threads. That's where I've been. I was just on it before I got on here. It's just nice to see like-minded individuals, even though unfortunately it's kind of like TikTok, and you kind of get your news all the time in real time, and sometimes my mental capabilities aren't super wanting to be around that, but unfortunately that's where my algorithm is. So um that's good, Audra. I hope everything's, working out okay. um it's crazy to me. I used to spend so many hours on lives and talk about everything under the sun, and I can't think of things to talk about anymore, and it sucks because there for 4 years, I used to love going live. I'd go live literally every night or really close to it, and I could talk for hours on end every single night. And now, I came live because we just got done with the movie, and I was like, well, I'm gonna go live. And I really actually didn't expect a lot of people to show up. I mean, I'm surprised y'all are here, to be honest. That's what happens when you just kind of stop being productive. I don't expect people to drop everything and come here or even get the notification, to be honest. I mean, I've noticed that the notifications have been really wonky everywhere. I can't even get live on TikTok anymore. Um, every time I go live, like it's just join, 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 join. Like nobody talks. It's not going out the way it's supposed to. People are not getting the notifications. Like if I was to start a TikTok live right now, it wouldn't even work. Ever since TikTok came back, it just hasn't worked correctly for me. It just hasn't worked correctly for me, and it's frustrating. Well, yeah, notification here. I'm talking about if I were to start a live on TikTok right now, it would just act up. It wouldn't send out a notification. I've been testing the theory, and TikTok just isn't sending out the notifications. I don't know if they broke the system. I don't know if just mine's broken. I'm not really sure, but it's just not working the way it's supposed to. Um, so yeah, we're changing up some stuff here, and he got some health news, and we're trying to fix some of our diet and try to be a little healthier. And I don't know how well it's going to work, but we're going to try. Um, so there's that. Um, I'm just tired all the time. I'm just tired. I'm worn out. I'm sleeping stupid. I'm sleeping for, you know, quite a bit. Like last night, well, yesterday, because of everything that was going on, I got an hour and a half of sleep. Um, I got an hour and a half nap, and so I ended up going to bed at like 10 to 10 last night, and I slept until 5 o'clock. Um, and then I was gonna go back to bed after he went to work, but there was more stuff going on, so I ended up not going back to sleep. And then I was watching the challenge, and I did manage to finish the episode, but then I just kind of fell asleep again. I'm just really, really, I'm just like mentally drained and exhausted. I'm just tired. So I've just spent, if you were to ask me like, hey, what's been going on with you? I'd just be like, I don't know. I colored the other day, and about halfway through coloring, I got to where I didn't even want to finish it anymore, but I did. I did finish it. I got sloppy with the black because It was big brushes of black, and I was just like, forget it, and just scribbled them in. But, um, you know, I've loved coloring, you know, the last, you know, couple months, and I don't know what it was. I just got halfway through it, and I was just like, I don't even want to do this anymore. And I'm like, no, I got to finish it. So I finished it. Like right now, I'm getting tired of shit. I'm just getting tired. I mean, you can see it. See it on me. I'm just tired. Um, I've been trying to read my books. I got done with Catching Fire. I'm about 2/3 of the way through Mockingjay. And then I still got to read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes before Sunrise on the Reaping comes out in March. So I got to finish a book and a half, which doesn't sound like a lot. I used to read a book a night. Back in the day, I would read a book a night, but I just can't stay focused enough to sit and read for like extended periods of time. I'm just, like I said, I'm just mentally worn out. I'm just tired and exhausted, and you know, I don't know what's going on with a lot of people or whatever. I'm seeing some people that are, you know, being pulled into drama, in the drama, whatever, and I'm just like, you guys do whatever you're gonna do. I'm just exhausted. There's no nice way to put it. I'm not bored. I'm not bored. It's just I don't get bored very easy. I mean, I got stuff I can do. So like I can game, except my subscription ran out. I can read. I can color. I can watch TV. I can do diamond art. I mean, there's plenty of stuff for me to do. It's just I'm too tired mentally, physically, emotionally to actually do it. I just literally don't even want to get out of bed. I'm just tired. There's no other way to put it. I'm just like right now I could go to sleep and not get up until it's time to get him up, which by the way, let me set my alarm. I've just been so out of it. Okay, it's already on the alarm. So I ordered the groceries for tomorrow. Yeah, I used to read books. I used to read. I used to be the biggest reader. Like everywhere and everything. I would eat in the bath. I would eat. I would read in the bathroom. I would read at dinner. I would take a book with me if I went out somewhere. I used to read in the car when I was in the car. I used to read all the time, and then I started having problems with my OCD while I was reading. That was really annoying because I'd have to read the same sentence over and over and over again, and it got to the point where I didn't even wanna read anymore because I couldn't progress in a damn book because I'd have to go back and read the same sentence 4 times. And, my glasses are kind of frustrating because they're kinda meant for far away, so it's hard to wear my glasses at reading level because my eyes are halfway in focus and halfway aren't, so and then there's really no real comfortable place for me to sit to read because if I read in my room and I'm holding the book like this, the light's shining in my face. So usually I read when I'm in the bathtub, but I've not been, yesterday. I think I spent about an hour in the bathtub reading. It started to get cold, so then I put more hot water in there and like then I touched it with a spot that was dry and it was actually really, really warm, but it didn't feel that way. I'm just cold a lot. I'm just cold. I've never been into romance books. It's not my deal. They actually kind of irritate me to be honest. I'm not into romance movies or romance books or nothing like that. I feel like that is um just I'm just not into it. I barely ate anything today. I finally had dinner at like 8 o'clock. I didn't even eat that much. I had a quarter of a papadilla I had left and a piece of frozen pizza that big. That's what I had to eat. So Basically a sandwich, I would say. I didn't actually get to eat a whole lot. I've been looking up different dinner options to start cooking at home some more. And I found some interesting things that I'm going to try. My food's going to be pretty simple when I cook because I don't eat most things. But I picked up some different vegetables and sides that I hope he'll enjoy. I guess we'll see. I hate cooking. I hate it with a freaking passion. I'm not a cooker. There's like 3 things that I like to cook. And they're bigger, so I don't make them that often. I'm making one of them on Sunday, to be honest. Because we'll have it for Sunday and Monday because he's gonna be off Monday. So it'll feed us Sunday and Monday. Everything I cook, we eat for 3 days because I don't know how to make a normal size meal. So literally the dinners that I plan on making is either pork chops or chicken, either baked, or I'm going to try the air fryer. His sides, I got some different rice, and then he'll eat basically any vegetable, even the really gross ones. He likes, vegetables. My vegetable palette is essentially potatoes, corn, and carrots. So I did get some I got some celery, and then I did have broccoli, but then I ended up getting him frozen broccoli. So I ended up getting him broccoli, asparagus, got carrots. I already had corn. So I got some different things to give him. So yeah, I hate cooking. I do. I just hate it. Luckily I'm with somebody who likes to cook, but when he's working 12-hour days, he doesn't want to come home and cook. Half the time he doesn't want to come home and eat. A lot of times he'll come home and just go straight to bed. And you can always tell because like the minute he gets too tired, he just gets unbearable, to be honest. But like he was good. We ate dinner, we played a little bit of cards, we watched the movie, and then I asked him to do something, and I could tell he was already tired. And I'm like, I just do it tomorrow. Like, I ain't even worried about it. My cotton went to hell in a handbasket. And he was like, it's not burnt. I'm like, it's burnt. He's like, it's not burnt. So then I guess he felt bad and he went to do it. And he was like, well, I guess this is burnt. And I was like, I told you. I can tell when it's burnt. It wasn't burnt. You looking at it, it didn't look burnt. But down when it got underneath the coils, it was burnt. I messaged you and told you I was coming on. I put it in the group chat. Yep, I'm on. It's been 19 minutes. I ran out of stuff to say at 6 minutes and 40 seconds. I don't know, y'all. Like, I'm just not, and it's not like, I don't know, like, it's not, I don't feel like I'm depressed. I'm just tired. Like, I am just so tired. I don't remember most of the last 2 weeks. I've tried to go live the past 3 nights, and either something has stopped me, or I've went to bed early, but yeah, for the last 3 nights, I was like, I'm gonna go live. And then I didn't go live. You just got home? Like, when I get off of here, I'm probably going to lay down until it's time to get him up, more than likely. I'm just tired. I don't know, man. I know I keep repeating it, but I don't think I can articulate just I just feel like a noodle. I just feel like a wet noodle. I'm just tired. Um, it's not even just my body, dude. Like my brain is mush. My brain is absolute mush. Like I've had some ideas to do some at least some type of content and I can't bring myself to do it. I just can't. Like it's so bad. The most I've been putting up really is animal videos because that's what I'm constantly taking videos of my animals. Like just today alone, I think I've hit video record probably 12 times. Thanks, Bubbles. I appreciate you. It's frustrating. I was in a live yesterday. Somebody told me about a live, and nobody knew I was in there. Nobody knew. Um, I didn't say anything. I just watched, and I sat there and I watched, and I was frustrated. I wanted to say stuff, but I didn't have the energy. I just didn't. I, like I said, I'm trying to like not get involved in stuff, but it was frustrating because I heard a lot of inaccuracies, and I heard a lot of it's a lot of inaccuracies. And it's like, well, I could sit in the chat and um try to get the point across that what was being said wasn't accurate, but I just don't have it in me, dude. Like at this point, it's every person for themselves, and as bad as that sounds, um I just don't care. I feel bad because like I care enough, but I don't care enough to actually get involved. I've been seeing a lot of stuff lately and witnessing a lot of stuff lately, and I've been keeping to myself about it just because it's just easier to not engage at all. Um, yeah, I don't want to. I'm tired. um, Sissy is a star. Today I had something frustrating happen. Um, while I've been on threads, I've put out there, if anybody needs to or wants to talk, they can, message me on Instagram and we can talk via, Instagram Messenger because Threads doesn't have a DM option. And this person messaged me and I could tell they weren't right, but I'm used to dealing with not right. So I was trying to help them the best I could. And like literally the second sentence, they were like, "Hi." I was like, "Hi." I was like, "How are you?" They're like, "I'm gonna kill myself." And I'm like, so for like 3 days, I talked to this person and, gave them the usual pep talk, people will miss you. This is it's a temporary problem that's a permanent problem for a temporary situation. And I tried to, even though I've been going through a lot of stuff myself for the past, 3 days, I've been going through a lot of stuff myself. And I was taking time out of my schedule to try to help this person because I could tell that they weren't right in the head. And today it kind of boiled to a thing because they were being ruder than usual. And they were upset because somebody wasn't answering them, and then when they did answer them, it wasn't what they wanted to hear, and then this person was taken, and they're upset about their friend who ended up ditching them. And I started really not liking the conversation because I was like, something just don't seem right. And they ended up eventually, I ended up having to block them. They kind of blew up on me, and they were talking about this friend that they had and how this friend would sit and calm them down for like 5-hour stretches. And I'm like, that's excessive. And I'm like, well, have you ever tried medication? And they're like, I'm not taking medication. And I'm like, okay, well, you don't seem to be doing real great. Do you see a therapist? They're like, yeah, it doesn't work. I'm like, okay. And I was like, well, you should probably take some meds. And they're like, they don't work. And I was like, okay. And they were like, yeah, I'm only going to take meds if I have somebody who's going to tell me to take them. And I'm like, I was like, well, the only person who can fix you is you. And, you need to take your meds. I said, you can't, they're not working because you're taking them sporadically because they have to build in your bloodstream. And if they're not building in your bloodstream, they're not going to work. I said, so, you need to stay on your meds and maybe they'll help. And they're like, I'm not taking meds. And I'm like, okay. And it started getting weirder. And then they were going on about their friend again. And I was like, well, I really think you need to move on from that. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. And they were like, oh, they'll be back. And I was like, all right, well, then there's no point in stressing about the situation if they're going to be back. And they were like, yeah, if they don't want to hear my threats, then they'll be back. And I was like, okay, I'm not down with that. I was like, that is really manipulative. And they were like talking about how nobody was talking to him. I'm like, I've literally been talking to you for 3 days. What do you mean nobody's talking to you? And they're like, he's like, nobody's talking to me. And I'm like, you do realize you're talking to me right now, right? I was like, and he was like, well, the one person was talking to me, but they're not talking about stuff that matters. And I'm like, okay, well, friends just have trivial conversations. And then he ended up, I'm assuming it's a he. I'm not sure, that the name seemed masculine, but that doesn't say anything. And they were like, no, if my friend was around, they would be teaching you guys how to deal with me. They deal with me for 5-hour stretches and they would teach you, and you need to learn how to walk on eggshells around me. And I was like, all right, hold up. I was like, I have sat here for 3 days, regardless of the fact that I've been going through stuff of my own. I don't even know you, and what I don't need to be do is taught how to deal with somebody for 5 hours. I was like, that is so manipulative. And like every time they would start a conversation, they would start it off with, I'm gonna myself in 5 days. I'm gonna myself in 6 days. And I'm like, I don't think that's a good idea. And they were like, well, I'm posting on threads hoping that somebody will stop me from doing it. And I'm like, okay, well, I think you shouldn't do it. And they were like, well, no, my friend, I posted something like this 6 years ago and my friend stopped, I met her on there and she stopped everything and she flew to see me and made everything better. And I'm like, if you think I was like, if you think that you're just going to get on social media and somebody's just going to hop on a plane and save the day, like that's not how things work. And they was like, well, they don't have to get on a plane. And I'm like, well, that's kind of what you're insinuating. I said, because I've been sitting here for 3 days trying to make you feel better. I said, and you're acting like I'm not even talking. And then everything that I say, you want to argue with, you don't want to listen. I said, and then now you're sitting here telling me that nobody's talking to you while I am literally sitting here talking to you. I was like, why am I wasting my time? I was like, because I feel like I'm wasting my time right now. I said, because obviously, no matter what I say, you're going to argue with it. And I'm not even talking to you. So I'm not really sure what we're doing here. Like the last thing that they said to me, what made me block them. I said before I can't talk when I'm not calm. My person calms me down, and sometimes she would sit there calming me for 5 hours till 5 hours later. If I don't calm down, I will fucking myself, and I'm not the one to fuck with. I'm not just telling you this, I'm sending this message to others. How many people were they sending this shit to? If she were here, she would say, "Let me calm him down before you interact with him." Then she would say, "I need help. I need to help calm him down, and please stop and let me calm him down." So I guess it is a him. Even if it took 5 or 10 hours, she would sit there till I'm calm. Let's remember she is taken and will still calm me down. And I was like, because they said something about somebody being taken. And I was like, what does it matter if they're taken? He's like, well, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, well, I'm married, so I don't know where you're going with this. Let's remember she is taken and she will still calm me down. She only blocked me because I didn't understand a magnetic storm. But seriously, it's best to walk on eggshells with me. I'll kick the chair in a minute if I'm not calm. Don't push me to it. You should be talking to me, calming, and if you're not calm, I'm not either. If she was really here, she would teach you all how to deal with me. And I was like, I don't need to be taught how to deal with somebody I don't even know. Um, they tried blaming how they were acting on being disabled. I was like, I'm disabled. They were like, well, it's because I'm autistic. I'm like, I'm autistic. I was like, that's not an excuse to treat people like shit. I was like, you are literally sitting here talking to me like garbage. I was like, and that's not an excuse. Oh, it says, if she was really here, she would teach you all how to talk to me and call me. I'm sorry, I don't have the time, energy, or effort to baby a grown ass adult male and walk on eggshells with somebody I don't even know. Like, that's not going to happen. I have enough stuff going on in my own life. And I have no problem helping people. I've done it numerous times where people have reached out to me like that. But like they were just too much. And I was like, I'm not doing this. Like I'm already been going through my own shit for the past X amount of days, and I don't need some random person's shit on top of mine telling me how I need to walk on eggshells. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm good. Is it a real person? I mean, they were really talking to me, so yeah, I am gonna see the new Marvel movie, but I'm not gonna be able to go see it in theaters, I don't think. We've been a little strapped for money. But I'm gonna see it. I was hoping to go see it in theaters, but I don't see that happening. Um, we got some stuff, we're going Monday. He's got to get contacts, and there's been some other things going on and stuff I got to get and do and whatever. And they started sending him back to South Carolina again, but then they're offsetting it with these stupid little piddly ass runs. So like the Greer runs are helping because they're giving us, they're making the piddly runs not piddly. But like when they started sending them back to South Carolina, I was like, okay, this is great. We'll get back to where we were. But they're taking him to South Carolina 3 days a week and giving him bullshit runs the other 3 days. So they're averaging out right back to where we were. Um, exactly, Turtle. And is the person who could teach them to calm them down, are they real? I don't know, but they kept going on and on about the fact that this person blocked them because they didn't understand a magnetic storm. They were like, they blocked me because I didn't understand a magnetic storm. And I'm like, well, that's, maybe that's not a friend if they're just going to block you over something stupid. And they were like, they just kept talking about it. And I was like, maybe you should move on. Like, I feel like you're really hung up on this, whatever happening. And they were like, well, 5 years ago, they flew out and helped me and talked me down. And I was like, well, that was a long time ago. They're like, no, they just blocked me in the past couple days. And I was like, oh. I was like, well, obviously you sound very upset about that. And then they said that this person will come back because they're not going to want to hear their threats. And I was like, "Ooh, peace out. I don't do the whole I'm going to threaten to harm myself thing." Because I could tell, I mean, this person literally, 'cause every time they talked to me, it was, if people on threads aren't nice to me, I'm going to do this. If somebody doesn't stop me on threads, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, those are people that do that for manipulation value. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. And then they messaged me and they're like, "Oh, somebody just told me to myself." I'm like, "Why?" I was like, "Why would they just randomly say that to you?" And they're like, "Because people don't give a fuck. Nobody fucking cares about me." And I was like, but at this point I'm kind of seeing why people are blocking and saying shitty things to this person because they're being shitty. I don't know. I didn't look to see what a fucking magnetic storm was. Let's look it up and see if that's a thing. I've never heard of it, but it's a geomagnetic storm, apparently. Having to do with solar winds. What does a magnetic storm do? While the storms create beautiful aurora, they can also disrupt the Okay, so solar flares. You didn't know what a solar flare was, apparently. What about the FBI watching you through your washer? I know somebody who said the FBI was watching them through a washer. So I mean, people are a little weird. I just, like I was trying to I could tell this person was like not okay, didn't really have anybody. So of course I was doing what I normally do and was kind of like I was talking to them very kindly, very nicely. I was making sure to choose my words carefully because I could tell this person is like not all there. But like this today, like everything was rubbing me wrong about this whole conversation. And then it was just like the manipulation they threw out there. I was like, nope. I was like, this person is one of those people that uses it as a threat that doesn't actually plan on doing it, but they use it as if you don't give me what I want, I'm going to hurt myself. And I was like, because like that was the first thing they said. That was like, "Hi, how you doing?" And I said, "Hi, how are you doing?" And they said, "How do you get through the day?" And I was like, "Oh, it's hard or whatever." And then they were like, "Oh, I just self-harm." And well, I don't think you should do that. That's not a good thing. Yeah, I think it had a lot to do more than not understanding a geometric storm. I can tell you that. Yeah. I think that, I mean, this person was extremely hard to deal with. But like, I figured that they were so upset about the situation that maybe they were lashing out or whatever. So I tried to do what I could to like whatever. And it just kept escalating. And I was messaging somebody else and I was like, this person, I was like, I'm about to block them. Like I'm not doing this. Now the way they were talking, it really didn't sound like they planned on it. It sounded like they were weaponizing it. I've been around people who weaponize it and they do it for basically they wanted me to stop everything that I was doing and beg them to not do this, beg them. They this was like an ego thing. It was very, and I started noticing it like yesterday that it was like something was weird, something was off. And then today it was like, if my friend doesn't talk to me, I'm gonna threaten to do this. And I'm like, that's people who are going to do it, and I'm not saying everybody, but people that they're not gonna sit there and weaponize and throw it. They're just gonna do it. A lot of people don't even give a warning sign. A lot of people don't even tell people. Like they'll be like, I just talked to him yesterday. Like, what do you mean? And this person was saying it, they must have told me 4 or 5 times a day, just randomly, like, this is what I'm gonna do. And I was like, and they'd be like, I'm gonna do it in 5 days. I'm gonna do it in 6 days. I have a plan. I'm gonna do it. If nobody stops me, I'm gonna do it. If everybody doesn't care about me, everybody doesn't give a fuck about me. And I'm like, yeah, I know that, Sam. And Well, yeah, they definitely need more help than I can give, for sure, and I tried to do the best I could until eventually I mean, I have not had a good past 3 days. Like, it's been one thing after another, after another, after another for the past 3 days, and I just did not have it in me to deal with somebody else that was not even remotely appreciative is the wrong word, but remotely appreciative of the fact that, like, I told them, I was like, "I've been having a really bad couple days," and, like, they kept going and almost poking it even more. Yeah, I know somebody who used to do that too. And, because the more belligerent they were getting, I was like, "Look, I've had a bad couple days." And they were like, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that." And then it turned right back into, "I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that if somebody doesn't stop me." And I was like, "Well, I'm sitting here talking to you trying to tell you not to do it." "Well, I know, but my friend isn't." "Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that your friend isn't." "Well, somebody else was talking to me, and now they're not talking to me. They're just sitting with the little dots going, and they're not talking to me. Nobody's talking to me." And I was like, "What is the point of me doing this if you're not even acknowledging that I'm sitting here talking to you? When I've had a bad enough day on my own, and I'm sitting here being told that I need to walk on eggshells to somebody I don't even know." I was like, "No, I'm good. Bye. Peace out." I hope you find happiness, but, this is done." And I just blocked them. Like, that's where I'm at in my life right now, is just at this point, I'm just blocking people. I'm over it. Yeah, there's 988, and so one of the people I was talking to, they're like, "What did you give them the emergency number?" I was like, "It didn't even occur to me, honestly, because I don't think about that number. So, like, it didn't even occur to me to say anything about it." Yeah, 811 is the dig line. 811 is Miss Dig. Um, it was the 988, and if I would have thought of it, I would have said something, but I didn't. Everything kind of spiraled in like a 10-minute time frame. Like, it started, and then, like, it started to spiral. I started getting agitated, and they were mid-type when I blocked them. Because, like, I blew up, and then they were mid-type, and I was like, if I read anything else, I'm going to say things that I do not need to be saying right now. So I was like, "Nope, peace out." Yeah, 988. Right, 811's the one you call if you did the crime. You need to know where to dig. Like, my brain is pea soup right now. Like, I do not have enough in me to try to save somebody else who doesn't wanna be saved. Like, they are very adamant. They're like, I'm doing this." And I'm like, "What do you say to that?" I tried everything and, like, nothing was working. Like, I have spent the last 3 days in panic attack and tears and sleeping, and now I'm supposed to expend my energy that I don't have on somebody who's not even grateful for the fact that I'm expending things of myself that I'm not even expending on myself. Yeah, bubbles. Mhm. You had pea soup at work. That's why, well, I mean, that's why I was so pissed off on that live with that person, because Ember would pull that shit. Whenever she didn't get her way, she would threaten to do it. And I can't stand people who weaponize that stuff because it's manipulative. Like, if you don't do what I want, I'm going to hurt myself. And it gets to a point that I'm one of those people where if I think that you're fucking with me or trying to manipulate me or try to, I don't know, whatever you're trying to do, I'm going to I'm going to say something that's not going to be good. And I was just like, I'm going to go because I'm going to end up saying something really shitty. Yeah, she would do that shit all the time. That's how she ended up in 3 different psych wards. Every time she got caught doing something that she wasn't supposed to do, every time that she would get grounded, anytime that she would get in trouble, anytime that she thought she was going to get in trouble, she would threaten. And I cannot deal with that shit. I cannot deal with that emotional manipulation of, if I don't do this, they're going to do something to themselves. Well, that's how she ended up in 3 psych wards. She didn't even end up in the psych ward because she wanted me dead. That's what started it. That's not why she was in there. They told me to go commit her because after she admitted, and I've talked about this before, after she admitted that she wanted me dead, she could tell when I got in the car that I was not happy. And I told her that if she lost another job, which she lost the job because she decided that she was going to have this mental breakdown. It was a decide. She decided she was going to have this mental breakdown and she lost her job. And I told her, I said, I told her this before when she got the job. I said, if you lose another job, you're out because you are not contributing. You are sitting on your ass, not doing anything. You are grown and you refuse to hold a job. So if you fuck around, you're going to find out. And the minute that she got in the car and knew that I was pissed, she came back with, well, I'll just kill myself. And she said it in front of a doctor, and the doctor was like, nope. So it started with me. But she was actually detained for thoughts of herself. Now, once I got her to the police station, because the courthouse was closed where I was supposed to 5150 or 201A her. They were closed because it was election day. And I took her to the cops, told them what was going on, told them what she had threatened to do to me, told them that they told me she was not a liability, but a concern. And I don't know the exact reason that they ended up actually taking her, if it was a myriad of both or just her, I don't know. But I'm not going through that shit again. I'm just not. I'm not. I went through years of that. That shit started happening. I mean, it always happened, but that was happening before the ink was signed on the fucking paper. And we ended up getting in trouble because the social worker found out that she was threatening that shit constantly. And they're like, you need to be taking her in every time she says it. And I was like, do you know how many times I would have to bring her in? I'm like, she's not doing this for any other reason. And, so, I mean, it was like a daily thing. And, so it started getting bad, right before she got pregnant, right after she got pregnant. And it just spiraled from there. And I'm like, I cannot do this. Like, I'm not doing this again. What are you talking about, dude? You're doing the same thing when you use the litter box, except you bark. I don't even see Audra talking. Well, She went to the psych ward before Marshall. And then 5 days before she was set to have him, we almost had to commit her. Which she would have been born in the psych ward. Because it happened 5 days before the psych ward. And then she went to the psych ward when the day we got him back on October 6th, when she dropped him. We got out of the car and she dropped him on the fucking pavement. My driveway is fucked up. She got out of the car, fell, dropped him on his head, and then stupidly went on a live with him. So it looked like she beat him. So somebody called. They did a welfare. They took the baby to the hospital. The doctor says, "Why the fuck are you here?" He was obviously dropped. This is not a beat mark. This is a drop mark, and he's fine. She thought she was in trouble. So before she even left the hospital, she's like, "I'm going to kill myself." So they wouldn't let her leave and carted her off. And we had to bring the baby home. So we had to deal with the baby. Me and my mother-in-law, me who's fucking clueless, and her, which, this was not her job. She was there to babysit Ember. By court, not by me. And we couldn't find anything because the rooms were destroyed. We couldn't find anything. We couldn't find his clothes. We couldn't find his diapers. We couldn't find his medicine. Like, it was a nightmare. And then, so she went once before Marshall, once during Marshall. And then after she told me that she wanted to do that, she'd been in 3 times in 2 years, 3 times in 2 years. And people were like, "You never got her help." She was in 3 psych wards. What did you want me to do? See, the people that are around now that wanted to bash me and say, like, I didn't get her help or anything, they weren't there for those lives, Irene. What Irene's talking about is I was in the car. I wasn't home. And I start getting blown up on the phone. I start getting messages. And they're like, "Get her off live. Get her off live." And I was like, "What are you talking about?" They're like, "Get her off live." And I'm not home. And I don't know what's going on. And I don't remember who I called or whatever to get her off there. Because I didn't know what was going on. And this happened more than once, but this time I guess was really bad. She was on a live. And she was doing her makeup. And the baby is screaming in the other room. Just screaming. And people are like, "Are you going to go get your baby? Like, your baby is freaking the fuck out. Are you going to go get your baby?" And she's like, "He's fine." Now, I've told her, like, you got to let babies cry. But when you're on a live doing your makeup and you're not even acknowledged, or she didn't even get up to check, apparently. I wasn't home. I didn't have any idea what was going on. I can tell you exactly where I was when I pulled the car over because my phone was blowing up. I pulled the car into a fucking gas station. And I'm just getting messages, "Get her off live, get her off live, get her off live." We're trying to get her off live. She's ignoring us. My mods were all in there telling her to get off the live. And I don't know what happened or how, but she got off the live. And it was bad. And that was not like the only time it happened, but that particular time, like, it was like people talked about that for like months, about the fact that it wasn't like he was crying, he was like screaming, and she just sat there like completely unbothered doing her makeup, like, "Oh, don't worry, he's getting, he's sleeping, he's trying to sleep, this is just, he's fine, let me go check." No, did not care. See, all the people know that remember it. Yeah. He probably was hungry. She refused to feed him. When people are like, you know, what did you do? What did you do? I kept that baby alive. And I mean that. There was literally, we got into the biggest fucking argument, I think before he was taken. Or maybe it was when he got back. It was probably when he got back. Because I think Connie was here. She wanted to put him to bed at 4:30, 4:30, 5 o'clock every night. Bed, not a nap, bed. And she wouldn't feed him. She wouldn't feed him before bed. And I'm like, you're not putting that baby to bed at 5 o'clock. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. It's my baby. I can do whatever I want. I said, not underneath my roof, you're not. I said, that baby's not going to bed at 5 o'clock. It's not going to knock at dinner. It's not going to go to bed at 5 o'clock. No. I still wanted to beat the hell out of her the day that she put him on Alive. She had just dropped him on his fucking head 2 days earlier. He's got a fucking scratch here. He's got a scratch here. I mean, he doesn't look good. And he's only 4 months old at the time. Why is his face busted up? I'm on Alive. I wasn't home. And I was on Live. And I get a request in the box. And I'm like, okay. So I put her through. Because I figured she was at home. She was bored. She's sitting in my living room. Holding him like this. Camera on him. Like, not even like she's showing this. Like, she's purposely showing this. And I couldn't make a big deal out of it because people will be like, oh my God, what are you hiding? So, like, I'm trying to, like, not make a big deal out of it and not have people like, oh my God, what happened to him? So, like, I'm trying to push through this and not, you know, bring attention to the situation. And I remember getting off that live and losing my shit. I was like, what were you thinking? Well, the baby daddy's family saw that live. So you can guess what they did. Oh, the 2x3 box of diapers that sat in that room for 6 months. Yeah. I will never forget that, dude. I think I still have the video because I kept all the videos where we were cleaning out that room because she had trashed it and then took off. And we were cleaning out that room during 4th of July. And we got back to that back corner. Stuff piled 5 feet tall in this corner. And the room smelled weird. It didn't smell bad, but it smelled weird. There was something wrong with the room. And we get to that back corner, and there's a box, and I go to throw it away. And it's a 2x3 foot box. It's a big box. Stuffed to the brim of dirty diapers. Now, you have to understand, this was July. The baby left in April. Do the math. On top of that, that box was full. So the box was already full by the time he left April 3rd. The box was full by April 3rd. Then she sat dealing with that side of the house, her room and his room. She sat with that box of diapers in that room for a month and a half before she left. A diaper. That was my 4th time cleaning it, Irene. 3rd. Sorry, it was my 3rd time. The 4th time was the one time after that. That was my 3rd time cleaning out those rooms. Which I have all the videos for. Still. The rotted food, the food in the drawers, the walls fucked up. The cat hated her. The cat hated her. He would piss on her clothes, and she would just leave them full of cat piss. He only did it to her. Oh yeah. There was, oh my God, I will never forget. I think the last time or the second to last time I cleaned it out. I think it was the last time I cleaned it out because it was when she was working at the cookie factory for the whole 4 days. She had a lunch bin and she had shoved it up in her closet. And I'm cleaning out the rooms. I pull the lunch bin down and there is food rotted in this fucking lunch bin that had been there for I don't even know how long. Rotted. I have pictures of all of it. Because nobody believed me after the third time I did it. People didn't believe me because I was really good at hiding what was going on here because I didn't want people knowing that our life was so fucking discombobulated. So I was really good at just like not letting it go online. And so when this happened, people were like, oh, that's not what's happening. You guys are fine. You guys laugh together on a live. You guys are fine. You know, you're making this into something it's not. And I was like, you're not here. My mods who have been on phone calls with me while there's been yelling and screaming and all this stuff, which they're all in here. None of your damn business. Irene, they were on the phone with me when all this shit happened. They knew. They'd seen it, been through it for months. But viewers and followers didn't know. I didn't want, just like we never told that the baby was taken. I didn't want her getting that stigma of being a shitty teen mom. So the first time he got taken, which wasn't even her fault. Well, looking back now, maybe it was. We kept it on the DL. The second time, I don't even remember how we ended up telling people, but I didn't want people thinking whatever of her, of me, of any of it. So I kept it all offline because number one, it really truly wasn't anybody's business anyway. I didn't have to tell people anything, but I kept it on the DL. So people had no idea what the hell was going on. But then after the first time that it happened and I started talking about it more freely, I learned after that time, record everything. So you guys wouldn't even believe the videos that I had was just wild. And originally, the very first time she moved out, we actually put up a video of the baby's room because people were saying that like I took the baby's stuff and like they were like, "Where's the baby's stuff? What did you do with it?" I'm like, "It was broken." Like, you don't understand. She trashed everything. There was nothing left. So I put up a video of what that room looked like. I was like, you want to know where the baby stuff is? Here you go. Here's the room with everything busted up. Still in boxes. Some of it was still in boxes. It's like, here you go. You want to know where everything is? There you go. I ended up taking the video down. Mel told the where? What do you mean? Yeah, Irene, it sucked living it. So I appreciate you. Yeah. Yeah, Mel didn't help. Yeah. She told 3 followers. I didn't even know who they were. She told 3 followers some half story. She took half of the truth and then put some weird spin on it. And that's how the whole thing started, where she was trying to. That was the whole thing where she was telling people that she had a GoFundMe for me. Remember that? Because and I quote, used all my sex change money to get a lawyer for Marshall. So she was putting a GoFundMe up because that's what I truly wanted in my life, and I was not allowed to get it because I was too busy defending my daughter, that I was not allowed to have this one thing I wanted in my life because I gave all the money to the lawyer. We didn't have to pay the lawyer. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And she went to two different TikTok families because she jumped from one to one, every time she got found out. She jumped in. I had two different people reach out to me and be like, "Do you know this woman is doing this?" And I was like, the first time I'm like, "No." And then the second time I was like, "Yes." Yes, the Black Stallion. Yeah. I had that name for a while, the Black Stallion, because I was very unaware that I wanted that in my life. That woman was bizarre. That woman was bizarre. She latched onto me, and was just, it was something wrong with her. But she wasn't the first one, though. She wasn't the first one. There was another mod we had, and this is when we started doing background checks. Um, I had a group of mods. There was probably, at the time, we didn't have that many, so there was probably like 8 mods. There was a mod group, probably about 8 of us in this group chat, and we would talk on the phone all the time and video call and whatnot. And one of the girls was very demanding of my time. And she said that she was going to come visit me and that she was married to a millionaire and she was going to buy a house here. And but she was really genuine and I'm very gullible. And so she was planning on coming here and my friend was like, this woman's insane. So she paid for a background check and we found out that she was a single mother from Texas. And she would get on my lives and be like, I need to talk to you. I need you to get off the live. And then I'd get off the live and be like, okay, what do you need? And she'd be like, oh, nothing. So that was when the background check showed up because my friend actually ran it on her because she was like, this girl's coming to your house and I think she's insane. And so that was the first time that we ever background checked somebody. And my mods ended up keeping the background service for a while. The amount of mods we had that ended up shit was insane. We had crazy mods. We had the one that was obsessed. We had Mel. We had Hairbrush. We had a Bose. Don't forget that one. We had the girl who worked with the Bose, and they didn't know that they were both in the same chat. That was probably the shit of movies, though. That was probably the shit of movies, that the two were working together to troll me and did not know they were in the same chat until we got on a video call and they seen each other. And they both dropped the call, and the girl literally wiped herself off social media. And then I guess she came back, and that was the girl that ended up feeling bad and giving me the password to a troll account in good faith, that we then took that password and ran it on 50 different troll accounts. We would take the name and we'd put in that password, and we actually broke into 8 different accounts using that password. Because we had a list of all the troll accounts. And that was also, not only did we break into the accounts with this password and we came across 8 different accounts, some of them were tied in with Glen Coco. If you guys remember the Glen Coco fiasco. Glen Coco was the one who came in on my live, and this is where I think the multi-theory came from. I still think people do it to this day. I know that they get mad when I say that. I don't care. I've seen it happen. This person would come in, and these trolls would come in, and they sounded so similar. And I told my mods, I said, one person is running at least 14 accounts. And they were like, what? Why would people do that? And I'm like, I don't know, but I'm telling you, this person runs at least 14 accounts. I said, they run this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. I said, they run at least 14 accounts. And that day they came in, and they came in on 35 different accounts. I still have the fucking video of that. 35 different accounts. And then they came in on at least 40 more over the next 2 months because we'd block them. But and people thought I was crazy. They said, there's no way. And I said, way. Trust me, way. This absolutely happened. I don't know what you're this happened. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this definitely happened. I knew there was a fucking video. I knew there was a fucking video. And trust me, if I wanted to start shit again, I would start shit again. Oh my god. That also has to do with Sarah Pinkhat. Yeah, that had to do with Sarah Pinkhat. And something she put out there. I knew there was a video, and I couldn't think of where it was. But yeah, it's right here. This is a video. This was that in 22? What? This was in January 4th of 2022. 2022. I always say Ryan 2022. That's why 2022 was a weird year. They also, okay, this is all one person. They also admitted to other names they either couldn't log into or had been banned or had been changed. They came in on each of these accounts and said the same thing so we would know who they were. Overall, they remembered 34 troll accounts, and that's just what we can remember or they admit to. And then there's a list of all the different accounts. There's a list of all the different accounts that they came in on. Shit, don't do that. I'll probably get a copyright for that, but that's okay. If I have to, I'll scrub it. It'll be all right. But yeah. I knew there was still a video on there somewhere. But yeah, that was January. That was what? It was 3 years ago. It's 3 years ago. Yep. Those lives were wild. That is not even accurate. That is not even accurate. I just realized that. That is not even accurate. Reading this now. Why it even says on here, what more lies? It's not even accurate. Oh, that's why. Okay. I just It's amazing what you forget until you go back and read something. And I'm not going to put out there what it is because I'm not. There's 37 people in here, and I'm sure at least 7 of them are assholes. So I'm not gonna help that out any. But I could knock Sarah Pinkhat's theory out of the water with this video. I knew I had the video somewhere, and I looked for it and I couldn't find it, and it just literally just fell into my lap just now. I was looking for something else. No, it's been longer than 2 years. You were around in 2022, in the beginning or at the end of 2021. I think you were there at the end of 2021. So you've been here like 4 years. The emoji lives were wild. I still blame at least part of those emoji lives on Chantel. And because the emoji lives were different tiers of mods, and somebody released a tier from tier 1, and there was only 5 people in tier 1, myself included. There was only 4 other people in tier 1. They released an emoji from tier 2 and tier 1, and I still stand by that. No, Pink Cat hasn't known me that long. There was a rumor that Pink Cat put out. I know because I seen the screenshot. I seen the screenshot of the rumor she put out. She'll say, I never did that. I've seen the screenshot. Yes, she did. And because she's a delusional fuckhead. And I have the video right there that would cram that right into the fucking water. I'll have to tell you later. Because like I said, there's 39 people in here now. And probably 9 of them are just waiting to start some other random bullshit. I'm not here for it. So I will text you it real quick. Look at your phone. Feel free to throw your puke sign in the chat if you want to. Oh, shit. I can't send this because it's private. Mm-hmm. And I have the video right here that would blow that out of the water. I know what I can do. I can screen record it. Hold on. You're going to have to pause the screens, but you guys can probably guess based by the sound. But yeah, I can explain that later. Yeah, I had a trash can that I wrote the trolls' names on. Yes, I had a trash can. Mm-hmm. I still have the trash can. Yeah, I used a white paint marker on the trash can and wrote the trolls' names on the trash can. Yep. I'll tell you in a minute. Well, here. I'm just all the new people that are confused. Don't ever ask me to find the fucking screenshot where she said it. I'm sure Fancy has it because she's the one who gave it to me. Because I've seen it with my own two fucking eyeballs. She either gave it to me or somebody else. I think it was her though. Hey, Elsie. No, as I don't know. Like there's things now that are as weird as 2022, but 2022 for 4 months was, I mean, the stuff of movies. Like the stuff now is like fucked up. Like it's fucked up. But that stuff, like you couldn't make a movie as fucked up as the stuff that was going on. I mean, we had infiltrated moles. I infiltrated a one of my trolls. I did. And somebody, I think Amy tried to tell the story and fucked it up. One of them idiots did. They said that I infiltrated one of my trolls on Reddit. I don't even know if did Reddit even exist back then. I don't know. I didn't even know what Reddit was until, well, yeah, until 21, 22, something like that. No, I infiltrated them on Snapchat. On Snapchat. I still have the videos. I found them in Google. In my Google Photos. I have the screen recordings of that night. The night with the bows, lean left, the real OG misfit. I have the screen recordings of those Snapchat conversations. I did. I went undercover. I did. Trolls are stupid. Trolls are stupid. This troll was stupid. And I think they were tied in with Glen Coco as well, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure. Whatever it was, I had that person on my Snapchat. I didn't know it. They mentioned the fact that they had talked to me before, and we finally figured out and ended up we found out who it was on Snapchat, and then we got a different Snapchat that had requested me and a Bose. And oh my god, I can't believe I found those. They're in my Google Photos where I had screen recorded the entire Snapchat as it was going down. I screen recorded all of it because you couldn't take screenshots. You couldn't take screenshots because on Snapchat it'll let people know that you're taking screenshots. So I was screen recording it because it doesn't tell you if you're screen recording, or at least if it did, they weren't fucking paying attention. Oh, I was using a different phone. That's what I was doing. I think I was using Ember's phone. I think I was doing this and recording it this way. If I remember correctly, I'd have to look at the video. But I was screen recording it because I couldn't Snapchat it all. I couldn't snapshot it all. So we were recording it. And I found them in my Google Photos. She works and then she's tired from working, which I understand. You know, she's got a lot on her plate. So she reached out to me. I think it was this morning. I think it was this morning. She says, "Are you up?" Yeah. We didn't talk very long. Yeah, she's doing good. She's doing good. Yeah, I think everybody's tired of working. Except for me, I don't have a job, and when I do have a job, I don't even fucking show up to it. I have failed so miserably. Y'all, I can't even begin to articulate how just brain mush my brain is. My brain is mush. My brain is just complete mush. I'm so just like you just get to that point of so much shit happens that you're just like, okay, whatever. Like, oh, whatever. Whatever. Like, as much bubbles, as much as I was messaging you and like upset, and I was upset, I was also very numb because, like, if I would have allowed myself to really whatever, I probably wouldn't have reached out to anybody because I would have been a friggin' mess. I'd probably have been a friggin' mess. Just too much stuff has happened in 3 days. Like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just one thing after another after another. Like, yesterday alone was 3 different things going on simultaneously, and I'm like, "You've got to be kidding me." You can hear my cell typing, yeah. Somebody's messaging me. It's Saturday, you already have tomorrow off? Well, I think you still have to get through Saturday, though. And it's not Saturday for another 6 minutes. It'll be Saturday in 6 minutes. Well, I mean, unless you're, like, overseas. Maybe you're overseas, I don't know. Maybe you're overseas. I will say there's a benefit to online social media. I was gonna have to pay my taxes in again. I was gonna have to pay in again. And when you are on a 1099, because I have to, pay taxes on social media, you're essentially like a business owner. And I took such a loss, I guess. I ended up not having to pay in. Thank God. Thank God, because I had the amount. Because my husband's like, you don't know what you're doing. I'm like, yes, I do. It's like, no, you don't. You have no idea. You have no idea what's going on. I'm like, I do. I was like, I know exactly how much I got to pay in for the 1099 and whatever. And so when she did the taxes, she's like, oh, you're not owing in. And I was like, but if this wouldn't have happened, I would have owed it. I would have owed a couple $100, right? She was like, yes. I was like, I told you. I wouldn't have owed a lot. Um, I wouldn't have owed a lot because last year we had been scheduled to get a refund. So I knew basically it was going to eat that entire refund and then it was going to eat more. And it ended up not. So, I mean, that was good. But yeah, social media, I took a loss and went upside down. So, yay, I guess, because I didn't end up having to pay in because of that. Um, it was better, I guess. So, I mean, there's really no loss in my mind anyway. There's really no loss to be had I'm not selling any items. I'm not, whatever. I don't really feel like there was a loss, but, um, you're able to claim things and whether it outweighs or weighs similarly to what you make and what, it ended up kind of helping me, I guess. So, yay. I'm just glad I didn't have to pay in because, like, there's been quite a few years we've had to pay in, which is so frustrating. People will be like, "Oh, I can't wait for tax time," and I'm like, "I can wait for tax time. I don't want to pay in." I do not want to pay in. Man, I will tell you the worst one that ever happened. It was I want to say about 2 or 3 years ago. We were set because we had an adoption credit. Because if you adopt, you have an adoption credit that lasts for, X amount of dollars. And so we were set to get back a fairly nice refund, probably the biggest refund we ever had. It was a nice refund. And in the next breath, she goes, "By the way, you owe the state $3,000." And I went, "Excuse me, what?" I said, "What do you mean I owe the state $3,000? She was like, I cannot make this shit up. She goes, "Well, his employer didn't take out state taxes the entire year." What? I was like, "How is that even a thing?" She was like, "Yeah, the employer didn't take out state taxes the entire year. So now you owe state taxes for the entire year." Do you have any idea how much it sucks? I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. It was not a good thing. It was not fun. What can you prove that you did? Don't you love how I sound like I'm dying when I cough? My husband, he'll be like in the middle of doing something. I start making that noise and he's like thinking I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. That was the worst fucking faux pas, dude. Like I started crying in the fucking tax office. I was we had no idea. Like I said, we were scheduled to get back a refund. And then they were like, "Yeah, you owe $3,000." And I was like, "I don't have any money like set aside." So you got back $15,000. What do you have? A bunch of kids? How do you get back $15,000? Like I said, that was like the biggest year we ever got a refund, and then we had to pay in afterward. So we got like a nice return for them to turn around and say that we owed, you know, what we owed. We've never gotten back more than, I don't know, probably 2,500, maybe once or twice, maybe. I can't really remember offhand, but we've never gotten back like crazy amounts or nothing. That year we did, but then it all um we never really got back anything crazy, and we've had to pay in three three or four times, I think. The pandemic was only 2 years. Why would you have to pay 123,000 in taxes? That doesn't even make sense. The pandemic was like 2 years, like what, maybe 2 years? Why would you have to pay back 61,000 per year? I don't think that's accurate. By the way, there, are you sure? Because somebody, it's on social media right now that there is there's letters that look very accurate from the IRS that are not accurate. They're being sent out as accidents. Somebody literally just posted about this. I think I saw it earlier today. I'm not saying you don't make good money, but I really doubt you owe 61,000 a year in taxes. Like that's insane. That is insane. And even if you did it over, like, I don't know what, 4 years, that's still what, 40,000 a year. Like, I can't even think of how much money you would have to make to, let's see, If you have to pay 30,000 in taxes for, I'll say for federal, how much would you make a year? Oh, that didn't help. No, that didn't work. It's doing it backwards. Yeah, it's doing it backwards. It's not letting me do it. 3 years? Like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, because 30%. So, yeah, that would make sense. Do you make $240,000 a year? That's insanity. Well, yeah, but you owe on that amount or you owe that amount? Do you mean you owe on $123,000 or you actually owe them physically $123,000? Yeah, well, yeah, they can take yeah, about 33%. Because I think you might be a little scrambled. I mean, that's if over 3 years, 100, that means you'd have to pay in 40,000. Yeah, you'd be paying 40,000 a year in taxes, like handing them 40,000 a year in taxes. I think you mean paying on $40,000, which you'd only owe whatever you know. I'm bad at math. But you make more than 40,000, so that ain't right either. I can't get this to be where I want it. Well, yeah, all you have to do is let's see, 240,000 times 0.35. No, you'd pay 84,000 in taxes if it was 240,000. So hold on. So yeah, I'm really bad at math. I'm bad at math. If I sat here and thought about it hard enough, I probably could. You pay 36,000 in taxes. I don't know how much I pay. I've never actually looked, to be honest. Hold on, I can figure it out. Okay, I times it by 33% because I've always been told it's 33%. And apparently I pay 25,000 a year in taxes. Did not know that. Did not know that. Apparently I pay 25,000 a year in taxes. The past X amount of years. I always make it we always go about we can go 5,000 either direction. This year I would have paid, hold on. Oh, that didn't work. I just put I made, oh my god, I'm an idiot. Hold on. I added too many zeros. Hold on. Plus 8 plus 5 plus. Okay, so this year, wow. We almost made it to six figures. This close. This close. Okay, so times 33. This year I paid in 31,000. Yeah, I paid in, well, almost 32,000. Your take home after taxes. Oh, yeah, taking out a retirement account. You first of all, you get hit with a 10% penalty anyways for a retirement account. You get hit with a 10% penalty. Your take home after taxes is 85. See, ours that's about what ours is before taxes. So our take home isn't, that's what he makes before taxes, not bring home. I don't know how you'd be able to tell what it is after taxes, because on your gross or whatever, that tells you what your gross is. I've never seen and net. What maybe your net, would it be your net? Oh, you make about 120 a year. Okay. Oh no, yeah, not if you're over 55. Yeah, you're right. Oh, it's 50. I think it's 59. Hold on, I think it's 59. Well, are you talking about are you talking about a 401k or just a retirement fund? Because taking out a 401k, it's 59 before 59 and a half. If it's a 401k, it has to be 59 and a half. Otherwise, you get hit with a 10% penalty. Oh, because your final paycheck and doing the math. Yeah, well, math isn't my strong suit if you haven't noticed. We were so close to actually hitting 6 digits. So close. Because after we added his and mine together, we were so close. We'll never hit that. I'll never hit that again. I'll never hit that again. I was so close. It'd have been so nice to hit it just one time. We'll never hit that again. But it was good while it lasted. I literally just looked it up. It says there's a 10% penalty at 59 and a half. And that's also what we got told, because I thought we took out of the 401k, and it turns out we just took a loan against it. And they told us 59 and a half, plus it just said on there 59 and a half. Because I thought we were going to get hit with a 10% penalty. And it turns out we took a loan against it. We didn't actually like remove it. You take your final paycheck and times it by the number of weeks in a year? Oh, that's smart. We can't do that because, truck driver. You know what's really weird? What we can't figure out? So he went up by like $6,000 this year. Okay. And we can't figure out how, because the last 5 months of the year, as you guys know, we were fucked. Right? So if the last 5 months, almost half a year, we were fucked, how the fuck did we make 6,000 extra than we normally do when we're not fucked? We can't figure that out. Because like we went up by like almost 6,000 and he was fucked the whole last part of the year. I told you guys we were doing decent before that though. So maybe we were doing more decent than I thought. Because there is zero reason we should have went up 6,000 when we were fucked the last 5 months of the year. So we must have been doing a hell of a lot better than I thought we were, or something. I don't know. I have no idea. It was weird though. A $4 raise? Damn. I only got a raise once in my life, and it was because it was automated. I never stayed at a job long enough. Was I at that job? Yeah, I was at that job a year and a half. That was before I got sick. And I ended up quitting that job. I was at it a year and a half. I ended up quitting that job. Well, number one, we were under shitty management. But number two, the company actually went belly up. The whole company disbanded. Which, I mean, we should have figured, considering our stock room was so tall, you couldn't even walk through it because we weren't selling anything. which is weird because like it was good prices. I'm not really sure why that happened. Like it was I bought all my clothes there because they were cheap. They were cheap and they fit. I shopped in the boys department. Because, back then I was itty bitty. So I wore a size 10 in girls. And I wore a size 10 in girls. And I don't know what I wore in boys, but I know I bought some boys' clothes there. I bought a lot of my clothes. Where was the other place I bought all my clothes? I bought clothes at Gadzooks. You guys remember Gadzooks? And Deb. And where did I get those? Yeah, I got the big, not Jinkos, but kind of like Jinkos at my work. They were in the boys section. That's when I got the boys pants. Gotcha. Yeah, I got I got a raise once at the original, was it? I can't remember if I got it at the clothing store, if I got it. Yeah, I got it at the clothing store. I was making above minimum wage, not a whole lot, but above minimum wage a little bit. And then I got like a dime raise, not even kidding. I never was anywhere long enough to move up. After I worked at that place for a year and a half, I've had numerous jobs since, but I can't fucking I work 3 months on average. Never fails. A week, a month and a half in, I start deteriorating, and by the 3rd month, I'm done. Every time. It's like clockwork, to be honest. I started calling it a month and a half in at Papa John's. I was like, I'm not gonna make it 3 months. I think I made it exactly 3 months, almost to the day. So bad, dude. So bad. I'm not okay. Not okay. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you comfy? I'm in a cushy bed. It feels great on my bones. I got a pillow. I'm doing good. Where's your sister? She's probably over in that chair. Peppy? Peppy. Pep pep. Pepper. Ah, that is you. Hi, baby. Hi. I just want to make sure that was you. She likes laying in his chair on his shirts now, I guess. Oh, that sucks. My husband's highest in seniority at this branch of the company. Like I think he's been there longer than literally everybody. Because when we moved to Kentucky, his seniority followed him from the original account because we followed the account down here. So he had 7 years in there, and then he's worked here for 6. So he's worked. I think he's been there. His seniority's at like 13 years, and I think that's literally higher than I think it's higher than the fucking bosses. Like he's got the highest seniority at his company. So, when shit starts to hit the fan, he still gets better treatment than some. Like, they're not even full blown South Carolina runs yet, but he's getting South Carolina runs 2 to 3 times a week. Um, they were talking about test driving down to South Carolina, and within a couple weeks, he was going to South Carolina. I don't know if they're using him as a test rat. I'm not sure, but that's how he ended up going back to South Carolina. That is so weird. I looked away and it went down by 19 people. That is weird. I literally looked at it went down by 19 and went down by another 6. It went down 25 people in a minute and a half. That is weird. I don't know if it was stuck at 49 and it just now started catching up, But yeah, it had been sitting at 49 and it just kicked down to 24 people, which 49 seemed weird to begin with. So I think it hit 49 and just got stuck. 2 more went. So that was weird. I was wondering why there was that many people in there that long. I think it got stuck. So, but yeah. Hello. It's 12:18. I got to get him up at 5. So, you're finally hungry, but you have zero energy. I feel that. I didn't eat today until it was like 8 o'clock when we ate, I think. I hadn't eaten all day. Your paycheck, you have 3 wages. That is very bizarre. Yeah, because like I got hungry and then I ended up laying down. Then I got up and I was hungry, but I didn't know if he'd be hungry when he got home, so I didn't eat till he got home. And lo and fucking behold, normally when he does this run, he comes home and goes to bed. Today, he decided to stay up, eat, watch a movie, play cards while we're watching the movie, do my vape after he got really mad at me for asking about fixing the vape, and went to bed. So he actually ended up coming home and eating, but we ate 2 different things anyways. Because I had some leftovers and he didn't. So I was eating one of the leftovers. I still got another different leftover that I'm either going to eat now. Well, not now, but like soon, or I'll eat it tomorrow. I ended up eating half of a papadita, which I didn't want the papadita, but my husband did. So like he got them and I ate half of it the other day. Well, I had a half left. So I had that, but I only ate like half of that half. So I had half of a papadita and then a piece of frozen pizza that big. So I had half of a papadita and a piece of pizza that big. I looked at his pizza. I was like, oh, that one piece looks really good. So he gave it to me. And that's what I had. And then I had these couple chips while I've been on here. But I got, I have some leftover Taco Bell from last night. So I might eat that before I lay down. Or if not, I'll eat it for breakfast. Taco Bell fucked up. I ordered the $7 box. And it comes with a chalupa and a 5-layer and a crunchy taco and chips and cheese and a pop. Well, I gave him my 5-layer burrito and he gave me his crunchy taco. So then what I had was chips and cheese, a chalupa, and 2 crunchy tacos. Well, I take a bite out of the chalupa and I was like, the shell sucks. So I took it up there. They remade the chalupa. They did not remove it from the counter. Don't ask me why. I don't work there. They gave me the second chalupa. It also was hard and weird. And I went up there. I was like, this is why I have to come in. I was like, because I don't know what you guys do to chalupa shells if I don't come in and be like, I need a fresh one. So he looks down at now the 2 chalupas and decided to make me 2 chalupas. So now I have the 2 crunchy tacos and another chalupa in my fridge. And all I ended up eating at dinner that night was a chalupa and some chips and cheese. Because that's all I ever end up eating. Like, whenever I order food at Taco Bell, it always ends up being two meals worth. A papadita, it's from Papa John's. And what it is, it's a medium pizza dough. And you put up to 3 toppings on it, fold it over, and stick it through the oven. I'm not a fan of them. Oh, you've been eating Nerd Ropes recently? I remember that. I'm not a huge fan of them. Never was. But he really wanted one. He wanted a Philly steak one, and he was trying to treat me to lunch. And if I would have thought about it, I would have went 3 doors down and went to Subway. I've never been a fan of Papa John's food, which is why I felt fine working there because I knew I wasn't going to eat a bunch of it. The only thing I ever really made myself was cheese sticks or breadsticks. Now, if we fucked up a pizza and it was up there and it was free or whatever, I would usually like pluck everything off. I basically would eat like pizza dough with like some cheese if I was lucky, if I was hungry. But the only thing I ever really made myself was either a cookie or breadsticks or cheese sticks. That was like all I ever made myself. I'm not a fan of their pizza. I'm not a fan of their papaditas. I just like the bread. You're finding clusters, yeah. I used to have so many bags of fucking gummy clusters. Yeah, Papa John's pizza, in my opinion, you have 7 minutes. If you do not, from the minute it comes out the oven for 7 minutes, so it's not even to your house yet. If it's delivery, it's inedible after 7 minutes. The cheese ends up turning to plastic. I just, not a fan. Never have been. But I do like their cheese sticks. And then I would make breadsticks, and sometimes instead of doing them coating them in like the garlic butter, I would coat them in frosting. And people are like, "You're making frosting sticks." I was like, "Yes." They're like, "That is weird." I'm like, "No, it's delicious." Yeah, I don't know. I just don't food don't even sound good to me anymore. Like, it does not even sound good to me. And people are like, "Then why are you so fat?" Because my body's in starvation mode and it wants to hold on to everything because it thinks it's never going to eat again. Look it up. There's lots of people that they will tell you, if you want to lose weight, eat 6 small meals a day so that your metabolism is always working. Otherwise, your metabolism slows down and this happens. I don't like food does not sound good to me, dude. It just doesn't. Like food sounds like shit. Like I'm not hungry for anything. Nothing sounds good. I go out to eat and I either end up with a texture issue or not wanting it halfway through the fucking food. Like I'm just not food just ugh, right now. The other day I had cereal. Halfway through the cereal, my texture issues kicked in. I still ate it though. Still ate it. Yesterday I got Taco Bell and there was too much meat, which I could have just kicked some of it off, but I was too lazy. I got that papadita. It was not good. I should have just got Subway, which also is not my favorite, but it would have been better at least. He didn't even realize. He's like, I should have just had you go to Subway. I'm like, yeah, I should have went to Subway. Whoops. Steak and jam is weird. You are a weird duck. That is weird. I will say my husband's pizza that I stole actually tasted pretty good, which is surprising because I don't like when he puts Parmesan on his pizza, but it was good. So you and your damn enchiladas, man. Oh, I forgot I'm using a dripper. I'm wondering why there's like no flavor. I forgot I'm using a dripper. I have to literally pour the juice in to the tank. That's better. My tank decided to short out after like 5 weeks. My tank I bought, it shorted out. Which I was supposed to take it to the guy and he was going to see if he could fix it and he was going to pay me for it and I forgot. Shit. Anyway. So now I'm using one of my husband's old tanks, but it's not a tank. You pour the juice into here and there's like a little reservoir. So every X amount you have to pour the juice in because you run out of juice. Steak and cheese and preserves or fruit is how people other places besides. No, that's gross. You know what sounds good right now since you said jam? Toast. Toast with jam. That sounds good. That actually sounds really good. I'm not even a toast fan, but it sounds really good right now. So, you should see the stuff she eats. She eats weird shit. Her palate is way more advanced than mine. What was it you ate the other day that you sent me a picture of? It was like, what was it? It was it was so gross. What was it? It was so bougie. Was that the steak and cheese and jam thing? I could have swore there was like two other things on there. Whatever it was sounded horrific. You said there was some sauce on it and jam and it was like on a cracker. It looked like it was on a cracker. What the hell was that? Don't make me go back and look. I've never had bacon maple jam. I've heard of it though. I don't know. I mean, it might be good. I would try it. I will try anything once. I will try stuff, but it never pans out. Whatever it is. The other day, I decided to deviate from my donuts. Normally, I just get a chocolate dip donut or a Boston cream, and I was like, that glazed chocolate looks decent. It was not decent. I ate half of it. I was like, no, this is not what I was looking for. Yeah, but what was it? Don't make me go back and look. What was it? It had a bunch of stuff on it that was weird. Didn't it have leaves on it or something? It was so weird. Don't make me go back and look. Steak, jam, goat cheese, daikon, and plum raspberry drizzle. Yeah, that. That sounds horrific. I would try it, but it sounds horrific. I already have the pick, and the pick is weird. I think you got me with the plum raspberry drizzle. I think that's where you lost me. Like steak, well, the jam was weird too, but the steak and goat cheese, I'm like, all right, well, maybe that wouldn't be too bad, but yeah, but wasn't it on like a cracker or bread or something? Like something has to hold together the steak and the goat cheese. I don't know what daikon is. Isn't that a sauce too? Why is there so many sauces? But wasn't it on like a cracker or something? You weren't just eating piles of steak. It was on something. It looked like it was on like a cracker or a pita or something. What are you doing? You are so chonky. Like, what happened to you? Why are you so chonky? I literally just said I already have the picture, dude. You were literally just eating bites of steak with. That is so weird. And then you put a leaf on top. Bits of steak with a big piece of cheese and a leaf on top. That is weird. So you had a rat. Where's the radish? Is that the big sticky thing? Maybe that's the big sticky thing. Is that the big sticky thing? Because I see the jam and the feta on the steak. So that big stick thing was the daikon. What was the leaf then? That looks horrific, by the way. That looks so gross. What was the leaf you put on top? Is that a basil leaf? I don't know why I thought daikon was fucking mustard. That's Dijon. Was that a basil leaf on top? How do you just eat chunks of steak? Like, what? That is not a green onion. That's not even close to a green onion. Do you need me to pull up a picture of what a green onion is? Because that ain't a green onion. That's a fucking basil leaf. That was not green onion. Not that leaf on top. I know because I have to have 10 pounds of green onions on my potatoes. That's why I don't wear chapstick. You got Taco Bell? Yeah, like I said, I got Taco Bell in the fridge, but it's gonna kind of suck. Well, he did give me the Chipotle sauce from those dippers. He got those cheese dippers. It's like cheese and shredded beef or something. I don't know. I didn't really care for it. But it comes with the Chipotle sauce to dip it in, and he gave me the rest of the Chipotle sauce, which I can put on the crunchy taco because it doesn't have sour cream. And like I can't eat tacos without sour cream. Yes. One time, I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. I went to Wendy's. Oh, dead ass. This is a true story. I went to Wendy's and I said, I don't know, it was like two, I think I ordered like two baked potatoes, or maybe I only ordered the one. I don't know. I said, and I need a shit ton of green onion chives, a shit ton of chives. It's almost the same thing. I said, I need a shit ton of chives. She gives me the receipt and it says potato, chive, 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 chive. I opened it up and it was like somebody had taken an entire cup of dried chives and put them on this potato. I was so happy. Yeah, I've never had Wendy's chili, so but yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. If I go to a restaurant where they have the green onions, I'm like, "I need green onions with my potato, but I need a lot." And they'll bring me what a normal person would consider a lot. I'm like, "Okay, I need 2 more of these containers." Because I like the texture of it with the potato. Man, I forgot to get I wonder if I can still order, if it's too late for me to order extra on my Walmart order probably. Hold on. Ooh, yay. I got green onions. You have 1 hour and 9 minutes to add items to your order. I got green onions. I bought baked potatoes, and I'm going to need green onions to go with my potatoes. So, I wonder if he turned off the animals, the pet lights. He's supposed to turn off the pet lights when he goes to bed, and I don't think he did. Kimchi? I've never had kimchi. Now I'm wondering if he shut off the lights. Hold on. Because I don't want them on the whole night. So, and I'll forget to turn them off. Let's see if he turned them off. He did. No, you're not. No, goodbye. Oh. So we were looking in the guppy tank. We were looking in the guppy tank like 2 days ago. And there is like 6 new guppies in there. I was looking in there and I'm like, what is that? I was like, oh, it's a guppy. And I was like, oh, there's another guppy. And we looked in there today and there's like 6 new guppies. And they're so tiny, you can barely see baby guppies. It's itty bitty tiny. They look like fingernails. But there's like, we counted like 5 or 6 new guppies. So. Yeah, never had kimchi. I don't eat a lot of adult food. What is hold on, let's look what kimchi is. What is in kimchi? Oh, that looks horrific. It's served as a side dish or banchan. It can be used in soups and stews. How to make kimchi from scratch. Oh, it says main ingredients various vegetables, including Napa cabbage and Korean something. That sounds horrific. I hate cabbage. I hate cabbage with a passion. I made the mistake the other day. Normally I get hearts of romaine lettuce, and I got romaine lettuce, and it had that goddamn red cabbage in there. I was like, I can't even eat this. I hate that stuff. I hate it. Yeah, I cannot stand cabbage. It just tastes like fucking dumpster fire to me. I can't stand it. It's not the fact I don't necessarily like the texture, although some cabbage I don't like the texture, but yeah. You sent you your vision and a pic. All right, hold on. You eat that? That's disgusting. That is disgusting. Why would you eat that? That looks horrific. It looks like there's literally stems, grass, bean sprout, the tiniest little baby carrot turnip things. That looks horrific. And it looks like it's like drenched in like mud water. That looks horrific. Maybe it's radishes. Are those radishes? Those are fucked up radishes, if so. Slightly spicy and fizzy like soda. Oh my god, what? It tastes like a pickle? Then just eat a pickle. At least pickles have decent texture. This looks like it'd be a mouthful of hot, wet garbage. That looks awful. Oh my god. How do you eat that? It looks like it would be so soggy. I think soggy is the word I'm looking for. She's a little old. She needs fed. What are you talking about? Who's old and needs fed? That looks like it just tastes soggy. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like wet leaves. Looks like wet leaves. Ugh, I couldn't do it. Just give me some spaghetti. Like, I'll be all right. Just give me spaghetti. I just, ugh, no. Those radishes are from a farmer and they include the tops. Okay, so those are the radishes. Those radishes look like they're this big. They look like they just started to like grow. I mean, I don't know how far back that picture is, but I mean, they look like this big. The kimchi, it's like that because it needs fed. Why would you feed the kimchi? That does not look crunchy. Those leaves look soggy. That does not look crunchy in any way, shape, or form. Does that? I mean, you'd have to what? Dehydrate those leaves maybe to make them crunchy. That looks horrific. That's like, oh my god, how, how, how? Oh my god. Oh wait, what? It's an antiprobiotic food. It's crunchy, not soggy. The pic you just took. The only picture I got is this disgusting kimchi. It's the only picture I got. Well, that and your weird steak radish thing. It's fermented. What? No, I'm good. I'm good. No, thank you. Mm-mm. I'm good. I kind of got to get him up at 5, and it's 1. I'm kind of hungry. Like, I don't even think I'm hungry because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, could I eat an entire taco right now? I don't know. And crunchy tacos don't really they're not very big. I don't know if I could eat a whole crunchy taco right now. I'm about to find out though. You feed it a sugar and also something for it to eat. So it eats food and then you eat it. I'm good. Just give me some nuggets. I am not. No. When I say I'll try about anything once, I don't think I could try that. I do not eat sauerkraut. No. No. I do not understand sauerkraut to eat it. I do not understand it. I know a lot of people do sauerkraut and sausage or whatever. Nope, I'm good. Tacos are life, but you had nuggets for dinner from Chick-fil-A. I know you said you had gotten Chick-fil-A and you were going to put it in your air fryer. I kind of want to eat a taco, but like, I don't know if I could actually eat a taco right now. Those are my appetites are jacked. I've never had Chick-fil-A. I think I've tried one of the fries because my husband loves waffle fries, but I won't eat there, so I've never had it. Although I will say it looked like they had a pretty decent chicken sandwich on a commercial. Like I would try that as much as I don't want to eat there. No. Is that what that stuff is? Is there sauerkraut in there? It looked like bean sprouts, but maybe it's sauerkraut. I don't know. I don't understand the concept of sauerkraut. I can hear you breathing up here, Miss Ma'am. Chicky chicky noodles. If I warmed up the taco, I would have to get the chipotle sauce. And then that's like a whole nother like spoon I have to get. Ugh. That just seems like a lot of work. I think I'm gonna do it anyway. It's Korean sauerkraut with actual flavor. Nope, I'm good. I'm good. I kind of want to eat and I kind of don't. Well, I mean, I do want to eat, but I don't think I could. I feel like I could eat half a taco. I don't really want to eat half a taco. So, anyway, I've been on here for 2 hours and 18 minutes. I guess I finally figured out some shit to talk about. I'm going to go lay down. So, hopefully, I learn how to go live again. I say that every single time, but I'm really working on it. I am. I tried to go live 3 times this week, but shit happened. So, I'm going to go get off of here and hopefully I'm back on in a relatively decent amount of time. So, I'll see y'all later.